Once you are finished tracing your entire picture, okay, you want to delete your photograph that you used from your layers palette. Okay, so right down here, it should be at the very bottom of your layers palette. If you just click on the image, drag it over the garbage can, and get rid of it. The image is now gone and your file size is probably much smaller now, which is good. It takes up less memory on your computer. Okay? Now, next we want to add a fun gradient background. Okay? Now to do that, you want to use your rectangular tool and create a rectangle that is the exact same size as your artboard or the canvas. Okay? From black line to black line. Make this rectangle the very farthest back layer in your layers palette. So you want to drag it all the way down to the bottom of the layers palette. Then you want to open up your swatches, which is this little checkerboard looking icon over here. Click on that and pull it out. Now, if you notice, there's no colors in my swatches palette. Some of your computers they default to have no swatches. Some have swatches. Some you have to load. It all depends on what's going on in that computer. Okay? So, in order to load your gradient swatches, you click on this icon in the upper right corner of your swatches palette, the one that looks like 3 lines. Click on that and click Open Swatch Library. Then click Gradients. Start with the brights. Okay? Once you click brights, that gradient palette will pop up, okay? And now you have all of these gradients. Now, when you're clicking through to pick the one you like, okay, make sure that you have selected your rectangle, okay? If the rectangle is not selected, nothing is going to happen when you click on your gradients, okay? You're just going to be clicking. You have to make sure that you've selected your square, your rectangle for your background. And you'll know you did because you will see that little blue line, okay? That means you've selected your rectangle. Or if you see a dot in the middle of your face, chances are that's because your rectangle is selected and that's the center point of the rectangle. So don't freak out because you think there's a random point in the middle of your picture. That's just the center point of your large rectangle. Okay? So you want to click. If you don't like any of these, use these triangle arrow keys at the bottom of your gradient palette, and you can click through all these different kinds of backgrounds. Okay? Now, if you still don't find one you like and you want to make your own background, okay, or you want to edit one of these because you like it a little but you think it could be cooler with a different color, okay, you can go over here and see if your gradients are open, which they're not. So you want to go to Window and open up your gradient palette, which is right here. So to open it, just make sure there's a check mark next to it. By clicking on it, your gradient palette will open up. Then you can change from linear gradient to radial gradient. I like it to be linear. You can add colors, okay? So you can load another swatch to get your regular swatches. So you go to default swatches, basic CMYK. These give you all your solid colors. So if I wanted to add, let's say, Kelly Green, I just click on that swatch and drag it in. And now I also have green in my gradient. Okay? If I didn't like that green and I wanted to get rid of it, you simply just click on that swatch in your gradients palette and pull it out. And then let go of your mouse. Okay? I don't want all this purple. I'm going to pull that one out and let go of my mouse. I can play with the gradient like this. I can play with these sliders, which is the center marking between each color of purple. Okay? I can add as many colors as I want to. Okay? Play with your size. Play with the location. We can make this 90 degrees. Okay? which just makes the spread larger. Let's see what 150% is. Okay, so it has to be between a value of 0 and 100. Let's see what 100% is. There you go. There's a spread at 100%. Let's see what 5 looks like. Okay, you can change this as you wish. This is for your time to play around. Okay, I like the way it looks with all purple, so I'm going to keep it that way. Once you've done this, okay, I want you to save your file. So do a file save in your iDrive, and remember, you have to hand it in the M drive in the Miss Studio in folder as well. Make sure that your last name, cartoon underscore class period, is in the file name. Otherwise, I won't know it's your file. Okay? You all did a very good job on this project, and let's move on to some fun stuff.